Welcome to another bonus edition of Upon Further Review.
Upon further review,
And in this edition, we'll be talking about the New England Patriots at the Miami Dolphins. And this game's going to be happening September 7th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can catch it on your local CBS affiliate. And this should be a really good game between two AFC East rivals. They always bring their A game when they play each other. It's always a tough game for the Patriots to go down to Miami and face the Dolphins regardless of the Dolphins' record or talent level. They always seem to bring their best game when it comes to the Patriots and vice versa. These teams are going to be the ones that are going to be in contention for that AFC East title. That the Patriots have been dominant and they've just set records as one of the most winningest teams over the last decade. They've won, I believe, 10 out of 11 championships in that division. So Miami's going to have things cut out for them if they want to knock off the defending East champions in the New England Patriots. But they definitely have been building up their team. They've got a lot of talent there in Miami. Ryan Tannehill is developing into a pretty good quarterback there in Miami. And he's got good targets with Mike Wallace and Brian Hartline. That's who he's throwing to. Plays a pretty good tight end, and they've got a really good running game. Miller already was a good running back, and now they've added Noshan Moreno, who's come over from the Broncos. He was in the Super Bowl last year, and I think Moreno is actually a very underrated player. I don't know why people aren't giving him the credit he deserves, but he's going to have to show and prove and earn that respect that he so rightfully does deserve, and I believe that he's going to be a really good addition, a key addition for the Dolphins in their playoff run this year. They've also got some good defense there in Miami as well. Cameron Wake is one of the better pass rushers in the league, not to mention Vernon. They're pretty good up front, a decent linebacking core. They're not bad in the secondary either. Brett Grimes is a pretty good player. Of course, the Patriots are the class of the league. They were in the AFC Championship last year. They lost to the Denver Broncos, just one game away from making it to the Super Bowl. They've got one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time in Tom Brady, as he is back once more. He said he's going to keep playing. He said that he believes that you play until you suck, and he does not suck, so he's going to be playing for a while. As we are going to get more Tom Brady this year and for the foreseeable future, as he's saying there isn't really an end in sight until his skills diminish. So we might see Tom Brady play, who knows, until he's 50. Who knows? I don't know about that, but time will tell. Of course, he's got some targets there, Edelman, Amendola, Dobson, and then at the backfield you got Vereen, White, Ridley. See how Ridley is. He was having a really strong year until fumbles got the best of him, and then he ended up riding the pine at the end of the season last year. See if he can make a comeback. Of course, one player that's going to be making a comeback for the Patriots, that's Rob Gronkowski. He's one of the best players in all of football. Definitely one of the most dominant players, and he creates a mismatch every time he is on the field because there is not a member of the secondary that's big enough to cover him, and there's not a member of a linebacking core that's fast enough to cover him. So he's one of the biggest and fastest players in the league, but the real issue is going to be his health and how he's recovered from his injury. They say he's ready to go. I'm not so sure that he's really going to be featured too much in the game plan in week 1. I think we might only sparingly see Gronk involved in the offense. And that's going to make the difference in the game for the Patriots, too, is how much is Gronk going to be able to be involved. If they can have him involved and have him get to the end zone, the Patriots usually win those games. But if he's not very involved, that opens things up for the Dolphins. And if they can keep the ball on the ground and keep pounding away, eating up the clock, and keep the ball out of Tom Brady's hands, then the Dolphins stand a chance to win. And if their defense can hold them and keep this a low-scoring game, the Dolphins have a really good chance. Of course, the Patriots' defense is seeing the return of Vince Wilfork, and he is one of the most dominant players from that defensive tackle position. Year in, year out, he's an all-pro, one of the best. The Patriots definitely were missing him last year, even though they still made it all the way to the championship game. So with his return, the Patriots look to be more solid on defense. More solid on defense. I was actually thinking of Revis. That's why I just slipped up there. Because now that's the next thing I was going to say was that they've got Darrell Revis as he's joined their secondary. Secondary is already strong with McCourty and Chung and Denard. And now with Revis, if he can return even to the 80% of his former form, then Revis is going to be a formidable corner and a really welcome addition to that secondary. As they've had issues in the secondary going all the way back to the years when they won the Super Bowls, back when they had even Troy Brown doing some time in their secondary. So they're definitely happy to see the potential of a top corner, a shutdown cornerback in their secondary. Asante Samuel was probably the last really shutdown corner they had. But with Wilfork and Revis, it's hard to go against the Patriots. I'm just going to have to give the slight edge to the Dolphins in this game. I know that sounds crazy, and it could go either way. I would not be surprised at all if the Patriots end up winning this game. But the slight edge, being that it's in Miami, that's why I'm going to have to go with the Dolphins. I think they're going to pull this one off. They'll win by like 1 or 2 points. It's going to come down to the end. It's going to be a close game. Instead, I wouldn't be surprised to see if maybe in the end Tom Brady pulls it off with a 2-minute drive down at the final moments, but I think Miami wins this one. It's going to be within a field goal, really tight, close game. I think that defense and that running game of Miami, along with they have a really good passing game. They're underrated. You can't count the Dolphins out. I believe Patriots will win in New England when they face off later in the season, but this one here, I know that the majority of people are going with the Patriots, but I gotta go with the Dolphins on this one. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for listening, and hope you enjoyed the show.